Welcome to Timecodes with Amir. In this video, we are going to learn how you can move the files from one folder to another folder in Azure Storage and then delete in this source folder in Azure Storage by using ADF, Azure Data Factory. Now, this scenario can be a very real scenario because you are loading some files from a source folder, and then after loading them, you want to move them to the archive folder. So in this demo, what we are going to use, we are going to use the copy activity, and then we will use the delete activity to perform this demo. So let's go ahead and open our portal.azure.com, and here I have some storage right there. So let's click on the storage, and if you have not seen my previous video, you can watch it how to create the storage. It's pretty easy, but if you don't know, you're gonna go to the storage account, and there you are gonna create a storage. So let's actually start with the creating storage, so that will make more sense to you. Now what we are going to do, we are going to select a storage account here. So we are going to provide the name storage demo. Okay, so TB storage demo, that's what our name is, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and it's going to create this storage. Inside this storage, we can create multiple containers or folders. So it's working in progress right now. Deploying is probably done in like 20 seconds or something like that. Let's go back here, and meanwhile I will show you some files, those we will use for the demo. Now these are the 4 files that we have. So I have employee 1, 2, 3, and then a test employee. So what we are going to do, this has a couple of records. So each file has different records. So I'm going to upload these files to the Azure stores once the storage is ready, and then we'll start performing our demo. So it's still working. It's in deployment in process or progress. Okay, so just wait for another few seconds. Now our storage is ready, so we can go to the resource, and here is our storage. So TB storage demo, that's what it is, and we can go to containers, and we are going to create some containers. There is a $logs, that's a folder is already there. So what we are going to do, we are going to hit on container, new container, and I'm going to call this one maybe just source. Okay, so we create source, and then we are going to create another source called destination, or maybe archive. Okay, let's create archive. Okay, so we have a source here. In this source, what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload those files that I just showed you. So let's go and select those files, show all, and we are going to go on our desktop right here and select these files. So I have selected multiple files, and you can see that they are all there, 1, 2, 3, and you can click right there. It's going to show you all that. Okay, so we are all good. We don't have to do that, and upload, and it's going to bring all those 4 files right there. So they're loaded. I'm going to click on one, and I'm going to click on edit, so you can see that the records are there. So these files have records. So these are 4 files. What we would like to do, we would like to move these files to the other container, and that container is called archive. And once they are moved to the archive, what we are going to do, we are going to delete from the source container. Okay, so let's open our Azure Data Factory. So go to home, and here is our Azure Data Factory. So open Azure Data Factory, Timecodes IT ADF, and then hit open on the Azure Data Factory Studio. It's opening right now. And our first goal will be creating a linked service. So we are going to go to manage here, and then we are going to click on linked services, and here I'm going to create the new link service. So this is a connection manager to our storage. So you guys know that our storage is a blob. So I'm going to click for blob storage and Azure Blob Storage. So hit next, and now we can give some name to it. So we can call it TB storage. Alright, so select your subscription, and then select the storage name. So here is TB storage demo, that's where our storage name is, and then we have further containers such as source and destination there. So hit create, and it's created successfully. Now that's our TB storage, that's what it is, right? So this is our linked service that is pointing to our storage TB right there. So it is pointing to this TB storage demo. All right, so what we are going to do next step is creating the pipeline. So we are going to go to pipeline here, and then we are going to click on plus sign here, new pipeline, and I'm going to name this pipeline copy files and remove files after copying. Okay, so the very first activity what we are going to use is a copy. So copy data, and here we are going to click on this one, go to source, and here we are going to create your data set. So what is data set? Data set is a pointer where your files are, and we already know that that's Azure Blob Storage, and CSV files, okay, command limited files, yes. And now I can give some different name to it, DS source. Okay, that is just fine. And you know that our connection to that storage is a linked service, and that is a TB storage. So we are going to use that one. And here it is asking what is the container name, directory name, and file name. So in my case, I'm going to browse and then click on source. So you will see that source is coming here. There is no directory, so if there would be a subfolder or something like that I would like to select, then I will provide it here. And in the files I'm not going to provide any specific name, so I'm going to hit none, and that's it. Now that's my source. Now in the sync, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and create a new source as well, and here blob storage, yes, because we have the storage, that's where we would like to move our file, right? So delimited files, yes, and then you're gonna go, I'm gonna call this one DS destination. And now same linked service, because we are pointing to the storage, right? So if you notice that this is our storage DS demo, and inside that we have containers such as source and archive, so we don't have to worry about that one. So it is our linked service is pointing to the main storage, and then we specifically select the path for the folder or container when we are creating the data set. So here I'm going to select archive. Now we are all good. I don't really care about import schema and all that, so we are fine with that. Hit OK. Now we are all set with the copy. But one thing we can do that, as we would like to copy multiple files, we can go to wildcard file path, and here I can explain that, okay, in this source folder get me every file. So this asterisk is there. If there are some other files such as the CSV or any others, you can always say .txt. Okay, so asterisk.txt, all txt files. Or if you would like to do, you can further do something emp asterisk. It means anything that start with the emp and then have anything after emp, copy that one. But in my case, I'm gonna just copy everything, because in my source, what I have, if you go to source, I have one file that start with txt test. So I want to copy that one as well. But if I want to only copy these three, then I can just put emp this asterisk.txt. Okay, so if I want to just copy anything that start with testers, then I can put something like that. But in my case, I would like to copy all. Okay, so we are all good here. Now what we are going to do, once the files are copied, I would like to delete them. So I'm going to use a delete activity here, bring delete and connect. Okay, once we connected, it is asking, hey, what is your source? So what we are going to tell here in the data set, I can go and use the same data set, DS source. Why? Because that's where my files are, and we have already created that data set, so we can use that wildcard file path. So here, if there is a specific file you want to delete, or file name in the data set, or prefix, so you can all make all those kind of changes here. Okay, file name in the data set, fine. And if I want to just go ahead and add that, asterisk.txt or something like that, I can do that. And here is a login. So if you want to log the information somewhere, like, hey, you want to get that information there, for the deleted file. So in this case, I don't really care about logging, but if I want to put the information there, I can do TB storage there as well, and then make a test a connection. the connection is there, and you can dynamically set the log file name, folder path, and all those kind of things. You can do that. In this case, I'm gonna just leave that as it is. So let's go ahead and execute this one. So what this should do, it should copy all the files from our source folder to the archive folder and then delete them in the source folder. So let's debug. It's queued, so we are all good. Let's hit input. So it's getting all the files that has any name but has extension .txt. Okay, so it's still queued, and yeah, it's working now. So you see that this is all the files, .txt files, and next we are going to go to output, and we can see what it is, what it has done. Copy duration, it has file names, or how much these DUIs, data into units it has used and everything. So you have all that information there. So if you want to click on the here, that's your details. That's where it's going to tell you number of files read 4, number of files written 4, and it is blob to blob. Okay, so they're copied fine. Now let's check the delete activity. So it is deleting everything that has any name but has extension .txt. Okay, so we are all good. Let's go back and take a look here. These are let's go to our container. That's our storage. Now we have containers here, and this is your source. Now you see the source, there is nothing because we have copied all those files to the archive folder. So let's go to archive and see right there, these files are copied. So if I want to check, like, hey, if the data is written correctly or something, so I can edit and take a look. Looks good. So these from the size you can tell as well. This has also 2 records. Each file of mine has 2 records. So it looks really good. And now we are going to go back, and here is a log. So you're going to click there, and now you can open, edit, and you can see that name of the file, category, status, error. So file 1, file deleted. So remember that delete activity, that's it has logged all the information for us in this file, how many files it read and deleted. So this is looking all good, and I believe that's it for now. And in the next videos we will create a scenario where we'll load those files into some tables, and then use this pipelines to copy them from our source folder to the archive, and then finally delete them. Thanks very much for watching, and please subscribe if you like my videos, and I will see you guys in next videos.